Welcome to Black Angus Reviews. I am Black Angus, and today you're joining me on the 75th subscriber anniversary video. This is a reshoot, actually. I unlisted the previous live chat if you were in it. There's a lot of trolls with pejorative names, to say the least. They were entertaining. I will laugh at them if I see them again in this chat, but not something that's good for my association with Rookie Critic and Jeff the Iron Wolf, so I enlisted and we're just going to reshoot. So what is this about? Well, first of all, it's thank you from the bottom of my heart. On the path, hopefully, to 1,000+ subs, to start monetizing and doing more work with this channel and with Rookie Critic and Cinema Squad. Jeff the Iron Wolf in our collection that is Cinema Squad. I feel that given his time available, despite school, that Critic will be our Jeff Hicks of our quote-unquote low council, the low-calorie alternative to the high council. And to celebrate, I'm drinking some Canadian rye. It's Windsor, very inexpensive, cheaper even than Canadian Club, that which Don Draper of Mad Men drinks. I'm a huge fan of Mad Men. I've always wanted to watch that show. EVS, Uncle Ethan, actually turned me on to that. So thank you, EVS, if you are watching, which, of course, no one's watching at the moment, so whatever. That guy's too busy to check out my channel, thus far at least. But anyway, besides shout out and a thank you to the subscribers I currently have, which at the moment is actually superseded 75. It's 77 at the moment. I just had a new subscriber from my previous live chat, live stream. This is also a hangout for me to talk to you all about ideas I have for the channel and for future with Cinema Squad and whatnot, and things I might be doing, whatever. And of course, this is a repeat shooting of Black Angus Reviews 75 subscriber anniversary, and I was previously drinking said Canadian rye, so working on 2.5 glasses. I refilled at 1.5, so who knows how fun this can get. All right, so to start off, I've been on 2 live streams today with the Rookie Critic. I did a little chat with him, which was unguided. We talked about copyright, and it divulged into Star Wars talk, and that's just the beauty of Star Wars. It can inspire so much. Sorry, I'm checking this update. Oh, EVS is currently live. I'll have to check in on that, actually. But no, I want to talk about the projects I plan to work on, both individually on Black Angus Reviews and collectively with Critic, doing his own thing with live streams, and collectively with the Cinema Squad, which is every other Sunday, at least planned as of yet. We will be hosting on my channel at the 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And we'll be talking for sure about Jeff and Jeff's collective respective Star Wars ideas that they're working on, their fan projects. Just keep you interested in case you are. Rookie Critic's idea is inspired by the Bandit Incorporated episode 1 through 3 edits, if you will, re-edits or what have you, reshoot ideas. And I think it's pretty interesting that Jeff, the Rookie Critic, wants to do a new Force Awakens script and kind of make a video collection. But also, another idea I got is there's a channel that you should all check out. It's Alpha Eagle. He covers more of the political aspect of pop culture, socio-political issues. He's done a video about Captain America. It's very well sourced and contained. You should definitely check out. I'll put a link in the description below. Alpha Eagle is really good. I wanted to live stream with that guy at some point, whether it's with Rookie Critic or Cinema Squad or just on my own channel. Building our rep. I want to get him more subs. The guy talks some really good stuff, and he's not reaching a lot of people as of yet. And he has his own Facebook page that's that's actually I got turned on to him as a fellow world class bullshitter fan. Friends with turned me on to it. If you're watching, you know who you are. Um, that's a future idea. Definitely check out him to get an idea of what I would be tackling topic wise with Alpha Eagle. But no, also check out the other live stream that I joined in on about 20, 30 minutes in with Rookie Critic on the Rookie Corner episode 1. Did it with a German participant, Lone Wolf Cup. The guy is a well-sourced comic, Spider-Man at least, as far as I know, comic knowledge, pre-Venom, pre-80s. We talked about Venom, we talked about Spider-Man. I think we talked a little bit about Star Wars, not too much concerned with Spider-Man, but it was really fun. Talk about SJWs and stuff, and sorry to wet my whistle. Just really fun stream. It lasted 3 hours because we were just bouncing off each other so well, barring not knowing who should talk next. But some projects I got. I see the Rookie Critic sharing a lot of his old drawing ideas and stuff, and somewhat self-depreciating in the sense of, oh, I'm not a good drawer. These always turn out to be funny cartoons when I want it to be serious. Just keep practicing. He's going to get good at it. Check out those videos. He got some fun ideas. But when I was in Afghanistan, I started doing this devil character that is near and dear to me. It has no real plot or idea behind it besides I love devils because I'm an AC/DC fan. And they popularized devilry. Devilry, sly, funny schoolboy devils. Nothing too serious or meta. And so I'm trying to get back into drawing. I'll share it. My sketches, I'll share them on the Facebook page. But I did a recent iteration hey, welcome, Jez Oldfield. Appreciate you stopping by. It's a little rough while I'm using these earbuds, unfortunately. I am seeing the chat now. I was on a different page. Thank you for joining. I will try to invest in better headphones for a better microphone. But this is the best I can do at the moment. Thank you for joining. Let me know some ideas. If you've gone through my catalog, any ideas you might offer that you think I should cover. But for project ideas, I have a personal, I'll get back to the devil, but I have a personal idea for a stream, not for a stream, but for a graphic novel idea. Most of my ideas cover like nihilism or kind of like a No Country for Old Men feel. I really love that movie, and I love the philosophy behind it. I love the idea of just life being meaningless and stuff, and the big meta question that comes with that. The questions come with that when you're dealing with existence, and like, what if it's all meaningless? Yeah, dude. I think you said you subbed to me recently. I appreciate it. Sorry again for the audio quality. I will try to. I just got to invest better, more money in headphones. That's my problem. I'm not sure where you're at. If you're in America, it's nighttime. Have a drink. Celebration 75 subscribers, dude. I actually hit 77 today. It's a great time. Really appreciate all you subs and being willing to listen to me and either me live streaming with Rookie Critic or my content. My weird collection of philosophy, film, and football. But no, some other ideas I got. Comet love story. Oh, you're well drunk. Well, good to hear it. What is your drink of choice? I'm drinking rye, Canadian rye. This is Windsor. It's a few bucks cheaper than Canadian club that Donald Draper drinks from Mad Men. And sorry for my speech slurs. I've already hit the bottle a bit. I got this idea for a graphic novel that I don't know if I could draw it. I'm definitely not good enough yet, but I want to do a love story about a comet meeting another comet. There won't be any people. There won't be any space exploration as far as people are concerned or satellites. It will all be about space bodies that are personified. I just think it's an interesting feel that no one's really tapped into as far as just making space bodies personified. So that's an idea I have. of course, live streams with the Cinema Squad and Rookie Critic individually. Maybe my own with Alpha Eagle and other people. I'm trying to invest time to find excuse me, trying to find time to invest in small YouTubers myself, as I am a small YouTuber. Probably just gotta start asking world class bullshitter fans like, "Hey, you got content? You want to stream? Cool." Again, I'll mention Alpha Eagle. Check out his work. He does some good socio-political content. To me, in the vein of like what Crowder talks about, Loudon Crowder, where he's conservative, but he justifies his point, not just touting his stance, but legitimizing it. So some other projects I got, I want to do it'll be in my NFL stream. I want to do one about ACDC. You probably wonder like, how is that tied with the NFL if you're not into sports already? But there's a topic. Oh yeah, Jez Oldfield. He just said if you can write it, if you are not confident with your art, outsource. Yeah, that's definitely an idea I got. Speaking of art, I'm working on I need to finish it and then work on Photoshop, figure out someone to help me with Photoshop. I have a channel art idea aside from using Angus from ACDC art for my channel because I'm black and I love ACDC. I want to play with the idea of Black Angus, of like Black Angus burgers, Black Angus steaks, and have a bull character meshed with Thanos. I'm actually almost finished drawing him. Just got to finish the gauntlets, the main problem in his mouth a little bit. I got this really cool Thanos. Yeah, yeah, dude. That's some of the problems if you go through my content. Some of the videos at the end, the music is muted. It's because they've copyright striked my content because I put too much ACDC content at the end. I live outside Columbus, Ohio. I go to school, so I drive about 45 minutes every day to school. So that's how I've listened to a lot of bullshitter streams. And what do you say? It's nice to have music at the end, just to like, it's my way of like, hey, ACDC is popular for Highway to Hell, Back in Black, and Phil's Method Rock albums. Let me share some stuff you probably don't know of their catalog. Like even Shut Down in Flames from that record is not well known. It's one of my favorite songs. So that's what I try to use my YouTube for, is to make ACDC more popular as far as their whole catalog, not just their hits that everyone knows, along with being a huge fan and just kind of the easy play of like a cattle breed of Black Angus with being black and loving ACDC. But yeah, I got this channel art idea of, Scott or Johnson. That's tough. It's become tougher the older I get. I appreciate more of Bon Scott, but Brian Johnson, his gravelly screamer voice, that's what got me into ACDC, Jez Oldfield. I have almost every record. My new record I'm obsessed with is Fly on the Wall. I finally bought it, and it's so underrated. I know why, because Ozzy and Judas Priest were they were indicted in court for possible relation to suicides by their fans. And of course, ACDC was also getting protested and records were being burned in America and stuff. So that really hurt their touring. So I understand why Fall on the Wall wasn't a huge hit, but I think it's their best consistent album outside of Back in Black. Highway to Hell is good as well, but it doesn't have the flow like Back in Black, where it's like a complete barroom album. You got an ACDC project that's related to the NFL that might hook some people that aren't NFL fans, that aren't sports fans. Yeah, Rookie Critic. I know I'm live during all the huge people in the Fandom Menace, unfortunately. Not my idea. Sorry if my camera's frozen. There we go. Clear that up. But no, I want to do an ACDC project again. Oh wow, you disagree? No, I totally appreciate Bon Scott. I actually saw them in Columbus with Axl Rose, and believe it or not, I don't like Guns N' Roses, but he did Bon Scott and Brian Johnson songs perfectly. Flipped out. Whoa, flipped out. Thank you for joining. Yes, this is my technically my third live stream. I did one previously today, and there's a lot of trolls with like questionable names to say the least, and so I unlisted that just so to not garner any bad association for the Cinema Squad going forth. Me, the Rookie Critic, and Jeff the Iron Wolf. Yeah, I am catching the stream bug. But no, dude, definitely check out any live footage you can of what's his name? The Guns N' Roses guy, Axl Rose with AC/DC touring. He does Bon and Brian both perfectly. It's like listening to live records. But no, I got a very juicy piece with that. Just like no one seemed to have my insight with war affecting comic sales in the live stream with Ricky Critic. I think I'll have an angle with AC/DC because I've looked it up on YouTube. No one's had this angle, so this will be fresh. The few videos that have any similar title are just complete bastardizations of the topic. Yeah, I did have a lot of trolls. I'm flipped out. What did you mean by stick together? Do you mean the Fandom Menace or me and Rookie Critic and Jeff the Iron Wolf with our Cinema Squad? If you could clarify that, that would be great. Yeah, flipped out. I definitely would like to do a live stream with you. I see you with your, I'm assuming, daughter doing some content. I like what you're doing. Keep it up. Yeah, definitely. Hit up Rookie Critic. He has the most. I don't know if he has the most time per se, but he has the less. How would I say it? He's in school, so he has time devoted to some things, but he seems to have more free time. It's harder for me with kids to devote free time to live streams. So yeah, if you're just joining, like flip down, this is a 75 subscriber anniversary video celebration in Hangout. Just me talking about projects I have planned. Yeah, Rick school and work, but yeah, he doesn't have kids. So yeah, again, AC/DC is a huge project idea I have that's related to my NFL stream, but may garner a lot of attention outside of NFL or sports fans because it's bigger than the NFL or sports. It's just a music celebration video of like, if you're a fan of AC/DC, if you're even aware of them, their popularity, this is a valid question. So another project I have with my philosophy thread, because I am formerly Catholic. I used to be an altar server and a lay reader. I've never had any sexual misconduct issues in the church. With my own children, I would trust my priest from the parish I grew up in. I would trust my children with him, but for his safety, I would never leave him by himself with myself as a male because he'd be called gay, or with my children because he'd be called a pedophile. But I've had nothing but good history with the Catholic Church. But growing up and learning some philosophy questions, I've come to fundamental disagreements in philosophy with the Catholic Church. But I think they have it the best put together, them and the Orthodox Church. They're in communion. But I have a philosophy-themed video I want to do, two-part actually. Lone Wolf Cub, sorry you're late. No problem. My ears are really sore still, but I had to reshoot this live stream because a lot of quote-unquote Nazi trolls, I would say, a lot of Klan-inspired names that were funny. As a black guy, they were funny and creative, but I don't want to associate the Cinema Squad with them, so I'm reshooting. But yeah, a project I have is an introduction to the Catholic Church that is unbiased and objective, given that I'm an atheist now. Introduce the church and try to fight any misconceptions like Mary worshiping or something like that. I try to work with some priests like locally to get some pointers like what do you think I should cover as a priest? What are some core tenets you think I should cover? Sorry, checking the live stream. Haven't had any success yet. Seven Dust. Sorry, flipped out. Seven Dust. Is that a band? Let me know in the chat. But no, I have because I want to do an intro to Catholicism video because there's a book that I read called To Change the Church, and it's a faithful convert Catholicism's critiques of Pope Francis. Now, I'll get into it in the video, of course, someday. But Pope Francis is why I left the church and how I personally saw problems with the seat of the papacy. Not like the Russian Orthodox or the Greek Orthodox, the Orthodox Church in general, but just fundamentally I saw a problem with legitimacy of the Pope's office and his seat and infallibility and stuff with what Francis started doing with what this author points out is very similar to Trump as far as his media presence. So I wanted to discuss that. That's what the book's all about. It's short, but it needs an introduction. So that's what the Intro to Catholicism video is about. And it's me being objective, not finger pointing or calling the church full of pedophiles or any of that stuff. There's bad people in every profession. It's just the church is religious, so it gets more scrutiny. And I want to be clear about that. Checking out our boy. Thank you, Rookie Critic. I'm still light years behind you with subs and stuff, but together we can build the second wave of the fandom menace. I'm glad the Wolf Cubs here as well to support me. I appreciate all you guys. It starts small, and it ends up being world-class bullshitters and the fandom menace. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jez Allfield, supporting the smaller channels. This all started for me. I just give a little behind the scenes, I guess, how I started. I wanted to do a YouTube video channel for years when I was working at Walmart at the time with a couple people that we talked about film all the time, but they were a bit stuck up and they had no real passions besides playing games and wasting their paychecks and bitching about rent, even though they spent $60 per game instead of waiting on Amazon prices. And then I was so excited about not about world-class bullshit, but so excited about The Last Jedi. Came across their spoiler video for The Last Jedi, and I was so in shock. But what they said was like, man, this might be real. And I just started following them from that. Kind of slowly but surely, I started backtracking their catalog. Watched probably 2/3 of their catalog, minus the last couple months because they've really started just pumping out shit too much for the average guy who's doing his own thing to pay attention to. Yeah, Ricky Critic's right. We'll pull each other up and contact any of us. Lone Wolf Cub, he's got his channel with 200 subs. Ricky Critic's almost got 200. I'm almost 100 hopefully now. Flipped Out is really making headway. I've watched a couple of his videos with his, I'm assuming, daughter. Yeah, we're all helping each other. We're all, I assume, inspired by bullshitters or the fandom menace, and we're gonna make a dent with episode 9. But going back to my projects, another one I want to do. I've had this thumbnail made months ago with Canva, and it's a Monster Calls. That movie hits me in the emotion bone, for lack of a better term. Monster Calls. Unfortunately, I don't have a typical relationship with my mom. I appreciate her, and I do love her, but I don't have a typical relationship. And that movie has the relationship that I can empathize with, even though I don't relate to specifically. And it just makes me bawl. My wife, when I showed her that movie, she's like, "Oh my God, you're crying. It makes me cry." It's like, yeah, I'm a man. I'm in tune with my emotions. Hey, good luck, Ricky Critic. I will have a drink for you. I am a bit parched, and I will fill up with Canadian rye. The Very Last Jedi. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Flipped Out. No problem for me or the Ricky Critic. So yeah, but the Monster Call is actually, I think, written by author that's now dead. I think someone had to finish it. So I do plan to read the book in conjunction with Monster Calls for a possible project. Black Klansman. If any of y'all have gone through my catalog, you see a very odd piece, a couple odd pieces. There's Superman comic review of For All Seasons. It blew me away, made me cry because I'm a dad. I love my baby boy, and the first season is the perspective of John Papa Kent. I can't remember his name, but Papa Kent, and the way they captured that love of your son, regardless if he's your son or not biologically, just it hit me. the right way, and I bawled in front of my wife. 'Cause I love my baby boy, and I get it. So and I appreciate the Man of Steel, at least the first 2/3 of it before the fights and stuff, because of that book. But the other odd one is a Black Guy Reviews video. It's a weird video where I came across um, racist music and me, a half black guy. I'm just kind of laughing at it and digging you deeper into the trenches of freaking neo Nazis and whatnot. Sorry, Ricky. Jez Oldfield's talking about how his mic should be there. And he's trying to write a script for The Last Jedi. Wow. I any fan project I'm interested in, anything like Lone Wolf said can fix The Last Jedi. Anything can be better. Yeah, dude, for your first video talking about The Last Jedi, that's a great debut. You do have a challenge though with people like Mahler and stuff, and just the, going on a year's worth now of criticism that movie's had. I think 10 months as so far. Um, yeah, I mean it is a monumental failure cinematically. The very, 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 very Last Jedi. I like that flipped out. That is good. Just a recap if anyone's new joining in. I doubt it, but doing 75 subscriber anniversary. Talking about projects I want to do. I just talking about monster calls, and I'm talking about another one to do with race related. Because I was laughing at essentially clan music, country clan music, called Johnny Rebel. It's apparently a very famed clan singer, country artist, and a lot of his songs had the word N word in it. Sorry, I'm black, but I don't like to say that word. Um, some were creative. Like one was about specifically Alabama N words, and it's like, wow, they really pissed him off outside of the general population, and that was just funny to me as a black guy. And then another one was uh, inward in law, where it's like, wow, if you hate black people, how do you have one as an in law? That's an interesting story. And I can laugh at that, even though they're hateful people. That's the best way to just dissipate them is just don't take them serious. Do be cognizant of them, sure, but they don't represent most of America. The Klan is not well and alive. And that brings me to the project I want to do is long and waiting. A black guy views a black Klansman. I saw that movie. I loved it. Loved Adam Driver's character being an ethnic Jew, but never being a Jew in life. Essentially, never participated in any Jewish culture or anything. His character, and so he feels like a white guy, but he's helping a black guy investigate the Klan and try to shut him down in Colorado. It's all based on a true story. Very good cinematic movie by Spike Lee. But as good as it is, that in my opinion, showing the two sides of the same radical coin with white power and black power, it falls on its face at the end during the credits. It shows footage of Trump and the coverage of the Charlottesville deaths by car and whatnot, and the white nationalist rallies, whatever, with the tiki torches. And it was actually released on its anniversary, and it was trying to say that the Klan is alive and well, and the time of the 1970s and the Klan is no different than today with Trump in office. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that is just incorrect, and you're not helping any relations with race. Um, the idea that Obama fixed this problem, that his election was a signal to the country that race relation problems were done with or null and void. Clearly they're not, but it's not as bad. The fact that a black guy got voted as president shows you that a big part of a white nation is totally fine with the minority leading them. At least 15% of white people who are registered to vote had to have voted for Obama, if not more. Because we were white people. I'm white and black, but white people represent 70% of the population. So yeah. So I want to do a black guy reviews of the Black Klansman, where it's like I reviewed racist white music. Now I want to view a racist black guy's take on race relations and the history of black and white relations. Checking on the live chat real quick. It's a conversation between Lone Wolf, Jez, and Flipped Out. I'm liking that. I'm inspiring some collaboration between y'all, however deep that is. And also just a personal note for y'all. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm registered Cherokee, and I'm from the Choctaw Nation in southeast Oklahoma. And one of the things the Indians are known for is tobacco, and that may be a stereotype, but as far as the nations in Oklahoma are concerned, that's one of our big sellers and one of the things that's really built us up. Indian nations, as far as I know, have fairly well-established socialist medicine, but it's paid for by casinos. You know, you have more people paying into it than are receiving, like the military and healthcare. So it's able to function. And sorry, checking my notes real quick. Yeah, I grew up dipping since probably 2 years before I joined the Army. And then the Army, of course, is all about stimulants or depressants with alcohol or tobacco. It's kind of ingrained in the culture, even though health is trying to fight it. And I quit dipping about a week ago, not for health concerns. I don't drink a lot of soda, so I never had rotten teeth or anything or rotten gums. But, you know, I started getting into comics and collecting Spawn and Tarot. And it's like, man, it's $3 I could put towards them that you'll last me a lifetime as opposed to dip I'm just spitting out. So yeah, it's not health concerns, it's just a trade-off. I am a typical black guy. I do like menthol cigarettes. Don't smoke a lot. I probably smoke one once every week or two. It's just I like it, but I don't have the lungs for it, to be honest. So yeah, I like to smoke Native American spirits because supposedly they're pure tobacco, and I like the menthol, like a typical black guy I am. So I'm really America. I'm black, white, and Indian. I like to smoke cigarettes. I was a medic in the Army. So I am America. You know, Childish Gambino can say this is America, but dude, I am America. Just like EVS's Comics Gate, I am America. Checking the live chat again. The whole final chapter, we swear. That's a good one. Flipped out. It's crazy. I got someone from the UK sub to me. I appreciate it again, Jez Alpha. I am not diverse. Yeah, I am male. I have a penis. I am cisgendered. I'm not diverse enough. Sorry about that. But no, I am America. Speaking of that, Elizabeth Warren. That's a funny thing in pop culture, politics. For I guess a couple of years now, Trump has been making fun of her for claiming to be Indian. I'm from an Indian nation. I don't like to be called Native American. I am an Indian, Cherokee and Choctaw to be specific. And I am registered in the Cherokee Nation thanks to my lineage. The Cherokee Nation is a nation that does not accept citizenship or what have you based on DNA, but on lineage. And it's funny that Elizabeth Warren has been touting she's 3% or more Cherokee, and it turns out she's 1,024th fraction Cherokee. So she's practically 0% Indian. And it's funny because, you know, Democrats are all about minorities, and even though I guess it didn't benefit her in any way in Harvard or Rutgers or anything, she always registered as being a minority Indian. And, yeah, liberals are losers, generally speaking, and no one likes a loser who's trying to claim minority status to further their agenda. Checking on these updates on YouTube real quick. It's just world-class bullshitters updates. Again, for y'all in the chat, thank you for checking me out instead of the bullshitters. Sorry. I don't know if y'all heard that from my headphones or not, but I heard some Comics Gate talk from EVS. So yeah, one last project I want to talk about is philosophy of gorilla fatherhood. That's a topic I'm really into anthropology and primatology and their applications with psychology and stuff. Looking at the similarities of us and what age did I stop wearing diapers at? I don't know. Ask my mom. But anyway, I'm really interested in anthropology and primatology, so I'm always cognizant of any documentaries with gorillas. And I've seen some good ones with showcasing the fatherhood importance in gorilla culture. And I love my babies, so it's great to see. Oh, yeah, thank you. It's Sports Illustrated before they added fat girls. Uh, thank you, Andy Kishore. I don't know how to say your name properly, but thank you for joining. This is my 75 subscriber anniversary. Um, but yeah, I love my baby, so I want to channel that in a philosophy of fatherhood with gorillas video. Um, yeah, and lastly, just get back to my drawing ideas. I will be sharing on my Facebook page, Black Angus Reviews. I'll be sharing my drawings from Afghanistan of my devil character that I would like to work with Rookie Critic, possibly Jeff the Iron Wolf if he's not too busy with his Last Jedi idea and trucking to make a sort of Men in Black meets Hellboy character story. I don't know if it'd be a trilogy or if it'd just be a one off, but it's kind of a very, very vague, a few clouds in my head kind of idea of like, man, this could be a cool take on hell or devils or whatever. Um, so yeah, I appreciate y'all joining for my reshoot of my 75 subscriber anniversary. Again, thank you to everyone who's joined in, who's all subscribed to me. Thank you for joining me in the live chats with Rookie Critic. I do plan to do more of these. It's just harder for me to schedule with kids because I gotta take care of them, raise them. um, yeah, so drawing. Talking about the devil character I got that I'll share on my Facebook. I'm also working on a channel art piece of a Black Angus inspired Thanos piece where it's a bull who's doing the Thanos pose with the gauntlet. That will be Black Angus art, and hopefully I can fuse it and get some ideas from Jeff the Iron Wolf and Rookie Critic to make Cinema Squad video, not video, but channel art for us. I'm trying to get better at art, and this will help me invest time. So yeah, be sure to again check out the Facebook page and keep up with that future updates on it. I just need to find someone to help me with Photoshop to properly paint, if you will, my the scan of my drawing, my sketch of the Thanos Black Angus. I guess in closing, be sure to drink Canadian rye. It's dry and bitter, but you get used to it. It's great. Donald Draper drinks it from Mad Men. It's worth your time, and it won't betray you. Also, in closing, I talked a little about Elizabeth Warren. I made a joke with her at her expense on my NFL picks, having her pick the Indian. Oh, Lone Wolf Cub. What my name means. I thought I said this in the chat with you, but my name is derived because I'm an AC/DC fan and I'm black. And when I was a kid, I played guitar. Never played in a band or read sheet music or anything. I played tabs. I would learn pieces of music that I like and make my own stuff, kind of Mastodon inspired, since AC/DC is so hard to mimic without copying. But my idea was always to be a Black Angus, to sort of play on the breed of cow in America, of cattle breed, Black Angus cattle. It was a play on that, but also being black and an Angus Young fan. My email is actually Angus Young derived as well. If it wasn't socially unacceptable to name your child Angus in America, my son probably would have been named Angus. Um, So yeah, that's where my name's from. I am a ACDC fan who is black, so Black Angus, and I'm trying to work it for the channel art to be a play on burgers and steaks as well. If that is hilarious to you or not. Yeah, that's some channel art idea I got. I'll also share the sketch I did recently of Lola Bunny. Looking back, she's probably one of the first crushes I ever had in film or pop culture was Lola Bunny, which of course can be viewed as weird because it's technically like furry interest or not. But yeah. Now you discovered I have no clue about hard rock. I don't consider AC/DC hard rock. I do consider them loud. One way to view them and what they are is they've never been metal, they've never been hard rock, they've never been any of these weird subgenres. They've always just been rock. It's their attitude. They are John Lee Hooker and Bo Diddley turned up to 11, like Spinal Tap. Yeah, he is TNT. When I was a kid, I used to wish my voice could screech and scream like Brian Johnson, but that's a very rare talent. But yeah, I'm a huge ACDC fan, so that's kind of the origin of the name, and of course, being black, so it's kind of a cheap play on the breed of cattle. But in closing, be sure to come Sunday for the live stream of the Cinema Squad on my channel. In our version of the quote unquote low council, as me and Jeff the Critic have joked about. We'll be talking about Star Wars projects that him and Iron Wolf have. I don't have any projects of that nature, but I'll probably be a sounding board for them to build up. I met this guy, NPC number, he once said nothing in particular. Yeah, be wary of those NPCs slipped out. Yeah, in closing, be sure to check out the live stream Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern American time, 12 p.m. Pacific. It'll be Sunday, so hopefully you're off work. Be sure to have a glass of whiskey at hand, like I myself probably will. Actually, I probably won't. I'll probably get too belligerent and not censor myself enough. I don't know. I feel pretty good. Let me know how you feel I've done with, 2.5, 3 glasses of whiskey in me. But yeah, thank you again for joining. Again, I want to shill for Alpha Eagle. Simple Alpha Eagle. He's got a Captain America kind of inspired eagle picture for his not totem, but his profile picture for YouTube. And he's on Facebook as well if you want to follow his page. I haven't seen many updates from him. It was late. I don't know if he's been blocked or not from the Zuck. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you for keeping me company and helping me have some fun with my technically first true live stream. Although this is a reshoot. Yeah, I'll be closing in 3, 2, 1. Have a great night.